the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's our live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, and to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. All right, we've got with us we got Wayne with us. We got Rod Zawacki, Shane Mickle, as well as Jay Briggs. And, of course, we got Alex Smart with us here. And here's how they'll line up for this evening. We've got Smart, McMordie, Mickle, Young, Briggs, Scott, and then I will close this one out. All right, no McMordie, last-minute scratch. We had a few scratches here. McMordie, and then who else scratched on us? Tony Brown. So we'll get this one underway here. NFL season here about to start. We got a lot of, as well as baseball still on the board. All night games here, 6:40 Eastern, our first start time. So let's get a little bit of everything tonight. We got NFL, college football, some baseball for you as well on the show. Let's get this one underway. Let's go to welcome in Alex Smart and catch him over at Pick Dog Shrimp. So we'll bring him in right now. Ready to roll here with Alex. Alex, what's happening?
Hey, Tony. We're going to go after some Week 1 NFL football. We're going to, I noticed something interesting. Chicago got a lot of love here early on, even since the summertime. I mean, everybody – Hopemism is always big in Chicago, and year after year they disappoint. And I think a lot of people are down on the Packers because obviously Aaron Rodgers is gone. But I'm going to tell you something about QB Jordan Love. I'm betting you learned a lot from his former Top Gun man there, Aaron Rodgers. He was an understudy for quite a period of time, and I'll tell you, he is. I think he has. How do I say it? I think he has come of age already. Watching him in the preseason, I know he didn't get a lot of snaps, but he had a 63.6% conversion rate on his passes for just 193 yards and 3 touchdowns. But there was no interceptions, and he looked cool under pressure. And, I really think Jordan Love's not getting enough love, and I think the Bears are getting too much love. Actually, when I first saw that line, and, a lot of people agree with me, obviously, a lot of sharp money agreed with me, wrong team was favored. And, like I said, Hopemism is big in Chicago. That city's always been big on Hopemism with all its teams, from the Blackhawks, well, that worked out for a while, and and the Bears. And but I'll tell you, they're living on old traditions. But here's a good tradition, and this is Green Bay's 8-0 SUATS, last 8 in this series. And while Chicago was just a lowly 1-11 ATS in the last division tilts they played, and also 2-10 ATS versus division opponents over the last couple of years, 3 seasons. So also, this is an interesting long-term trend, very long-term trend. Goes all the way back to 1983. Subpar teams from last season, like Chicago, outscored by opponents by 4 or more points a game versus division opponents are just 16 and 43 ATS since, like I said, 1983, for a go against 73% conversion rate for bettors. I like Green Bay here, straight up even, and I think the wrong team's favored. But, we'll take that 1 point that we have on the board right now.
All right, Alex, let's go here with the Pack +1 here against the Bears here, because they've had they've had very good success here against the Bears. And of course, it's not always just the quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. It's just the entire team effort how they've been able to have great success here against beating this Bears team. Of course, still a question mark on the quarterback. They seem, some people call him a running back, not a quarterback. It just will they ever get that fixed there where they're passing for more than they're running?
Yeah, that's going to be something to watch. Week 1's always a big watch for me. There are certain games that I pick on in Week 1, and I've done that tonight, and I've got a couple of games on board, actually the total and the side. Just love both of these to start the season. Also have 3 selections up in the back end right now. I'm going to put them up overnight or tomorrow morning. We'll have those packages ready, and we have lots of college football for Saturday. Right now I'm on a 9-2 run. After I started a little bit slow, but I'm rocking now. And Saturday, I'm going to have up to 8 selections on the board. So join me. Let's make some money. And I guess it's just all about making money. Let's just leave it at that. Let's make some money.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Alex Smart over at Pick Dog. We see the great results over the last 7 days. He's been doing great work here, guys. Get on board. Thursday night side in total for Alex. Best bet from baseball. But again, here we are on a Thursday. Good time to get that 7-day all sports pass. Get all the football for this week. We got college football here coming up Friday, Saturday as well. NFL here. We got the Thursday, Sunday, Monday. So a good time to get that 7-day all sports pass, include all the baseball as well. We're in the stretch run of baseball. We're already a weekend of September already. Wow. So we're getting closer, just about 3 more weekends of baseball until we get into the wild card rounds of the playoffs. So it is finishing quickly, and there's still a lot to be decided with these wild card races. Teams winning, losing. It's like a seesaw effect here. A team that we think's out of it this week, maybe back in it next week. That's just how baseball works as well. That's why, Alex, that's why I never say a team is dead. They're out of it. Too much in my lifetime we've said that, and a week later the team, it's reversed.
Well, you got a lot of experience. I mean, when you have that much experience, after a while, and you never discount any team at this time of year. Anybody within shooting distance of a wild card or a playoff spot, man, yeah, don't discount them.
Sometimes teams open the door for you. You could be on a bad spell, and the other team they open the door for you. They're the ones giving you hope. They're losing, gives you a little bit of positive motivation there. That's a weird sport, this baseball here. It's a lot of games, a lot of variables involved, and of course pitching prospects coming up, and with an exciting time here at the end of the season. Don't forget about baseball. We already have 5 months of data on that sport. We never want to forget about it because it's the sport we know the most about right now.
I was going to ask you a question too, just before we leave. So who's going to be the fade team going down the stretch here?
Wow, that's a pretty good question, right? Who are we going to fade? I mean, at this point, there's one team I've been going against all week. It seems like the Angels. They're the one team that I've just been fading. That's the only one that really comes to mind. There are still some teams showing a little bit of life right now. Giants are a team that may be on fade watch as well.
Yeah, it seems like, I agree with the Giants for sure. Angels just throw me off. I guess since Ohtani went down, things sort of changed in the mental landscape there. So, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and again, it's a more prospect that Davis Daniel going today. That's what you're going to see. That's why, we make fun of the Angels. Yeah, they took a shot on Ohtani. They brought in these guys and they released them. Yeah, but you got to see your prospects. I'm okay with the releasing all these guys because you're not going to keep them next year. Let's bring in these prospects. See, again, facing teams that have something to play for. I think it's something we also keep in mind here is the Angels bring up all these prospects when they cut all these players.
I can't disagree with you. It's going to be fun. Really going to be fun. And along with the fun, like I said, Alex Smart Sports, I'm going to throw this in, where winning means everything. So let's make it.
That's it. Winning means everything. He's done it for, look at Alex has done it for all these years, 3 plus decades now, Alex.
Yeah, it's over 30 years. Yeah, crazy.
Yep.
Tells you how old I'm.
Yeah, but look at the fitness he's in. Look at the shape he's in. Stays in shape. Gets some workouts in, right? That's right.
Mentally.
That's what helps the mind. See, that's what working out helps the mind. And there you go with Alex. All right.
All right. And you exercise a lot.
Of course, yeah. I'm up there in the hike, so no doubt. So I'll let you finish your protein shake, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Okay. Take care, Tom.
You as well. Alex Smart here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Up next, Shane Mickle. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, we've Shane out there in the Minnesota area, so a lot of Minnesota sports. I think we're going to see the Twins in the postseason this year. Although I think they'd like to do it in a little better way. But hey, the rest of the division doesn't want playing down, and you're just a little better than 500. That'll work. Let's bring in Shane right now. Of course, his Golden Gophers will be in action here this week. Vikings as well. People making fun of the Vikings because they win too many close games. Let's see if we get Shane here ready to roll here in just a second. Here he's ready to go. Shane, what's happening?
How's it going tonight, Tony?
Everything's going great. All right, here we go. We're not looking at this game. We're going to be looking at the Monday night football game, Thursday night football game here on Thursday nights. We've got a good one, a battle here between the Chiefs and, of course, the Detroit Lions. Of course, a lot of the talk here is on Kelsey. Kelsey seems to get a lot in the news a lot, but this time it's about an injury, right? Dealing with an injury. Jones is the holdout. He was interviewed today, says, hey, there's no animosity here. I just want to race. So we'll see how that rolls here. We see the Chiefs favored now 4.5, total 53.
Yeah, that Jones holdout doesn't make a whole lot of sense unless they're actually not going to find him. But I regress. We'll talk about this game here. There's all the talk about Travis Kelsey being out, and obviously it sucks for the Chiefs. But remember last year what happened when Tyreek Hill left? Is Patrick Mahomes even have any weapons left? The offense is going to be so bad. What they do, they win a Super Bowl. Of course, this Travis Kelsey injury hopefully won't be long term. But this offense gets to face off against the Lions defense that, gave up 25.5 points per game last year. Now, the Lions obviously went, they knew they had to get better on the defense. They went out and got some playmakers. But they still have to go in Arrowhead Stadium on a Thursday night football. Those fans have been out in the tailgates since 7 a.m., 6 a.m., 5 a.m., whatever time they get out there. That's going to be a hard place to play, and I think that the Chiefs offense finds a ton of success. And one thing that's still not getting talked about enough, I think, with this Chiefs offense is they've got Kadarius Toney. Remember just a couple of years ago, he was a first-round draft pick. Many believed he was some believed he was the best, the best wide receiver in that draft class. He was banged up during training camp, but he has 0 injury designation heading into this game. I think he has a big game. This is still a Chiefs offense, even without Travis Kelce, that has so many weapons all around him. I think the Chiefs win this game at least by a touchdown. I'm going to take them laying the points.
All right, we got Shane says go with the Chiefs laying the 4.5 here against the Lions. A couple things here. The Chiefs have been very good here against the AFC, 6-0 to the spread in their past 6. When you kind of look at Goff and you kind of go into some of these deeper stats here, interesting with his home road splits. Really on the road, not very good passing the ball downfield. I think it was second last year in the NFL. Kind of skewed even by his home results last year.
Yeah, definitely. And and there's always been that talk about Jared Goff, his time with the Rams, about the whole story about how they had to call his plays for him because they couldn't, he couldn't read a defense and all that. But yeah, definitely on the road he's in a struggle. This is a tough environment to play in, and he's sometimes I still wonder about his headstrongness. I think that if he throws that first interception tonight, it's going to spiral out down very quickly. I understand this offense from the Lions is good, and the Chiefs defense obviously isn't great, especially with Chris Jones out. That's definitely I made the joke about it for the holdout, but that's a big loss. But yeah, I think even if this becomes a shootout, this is a Chiefs. Unless the Lions are scoring every possession, this is a game that they're going to lose by at least a touchdown.
Here's another scenario here, and this one was pretty interesting. The Chiefs played pretty much their starters during the preseason. Remember, about a quarter a game, they played pretty much all 4 of their quarterbacks. The Lions sat all their starters.
Yeah, definitely. And then that's definitely a thing you have to be concerned about, especially, this isn't the home game for the Lions. It's the same. It should be the same offense from last year, but still little new wrinkles, new players trying to get on the same page.
Yep.
You got a loud crowd on there trying to get those calls in. Yeah, I expect it, especially, I think one big thing to be concerned about is the offensive penalties, especially the offensive, the false starts. A loud crowd, not in the same snap count, that type of stuff without the repetition in the preseason. And that's the one thing you don't want to do against this Chiefs team is get behind the sticks.
Right, that's the key here. Lions have brought in some playmakers here, but again, no snaps in the preseason. Yeah, you had those practice conditions, but they weren't game situations. And then you're on the road here to start the season. The Chiefs played their starters week 1, week 2, 3. They played them all. They're in game ready shape. I think that has something to do with it. May even see in the second half where they've got the stamina built from playing real games. Chiefs lay the 4.5 here against the Lions. Go ahead.
One more point about that. They have a starting running back who's a rookie and a starting tight end that's a rookie that really didn't play in the preseason a whole lot. That's a big concern going on the road also. So, yeah, just to add on to that point.
There we go, especially against the defending world champion with lots of experience. And, of course, they've got the preseason conditioning under them here laying the 4.5. This one have a start time, 8:20 Eastern time. All right, Shane, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for nice action. Baseball on the board, about a half a dozen games on today's card to go with the NFL. Head into a big football weekend. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium? Showing great results over the last 7 days, 674 units of profit.
Yeah, tonight I have my best NFL play, $29.99. And then I also have my 2 best MLB plays in that NFL play for $39.99. But there's no better time to hop on, long term. We've been waiting all summer for football to be back. It's finally back, and that means a lot of premium plays from my side all weekend. My college football got off to a terrible start in week 0, but I've bounced back. I'm positive already in the season after my week 2. I expect to continue that here and then the first week of the NFL season. So hop on that 3 or 7 day pass and let's make some money together.
That's right, guys. Got to go with Shane Mickle over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the great results here from Shane. 674 units of profit last 7 days. He's got plays on the board tonight, so get on board with him. And of course, Thursday Night Football winners, and as well as action here for the long-term pass. The Thursday sample up there with baseball in there, but the long-term will serve you well. That's your best value there. Pick promo code. That's That's your savings of 15% off. Right, Shane? It's always great having you on the show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you again next week. But everybody know we can always catch your written work over on the websites.
Yeah, definitely. A ton of stuff going on over on the website, of course, with all sports being played. I know there's a free play later in the show for the FIBA championships, but I also have both of those games written up at Pick Dogs, so make sure to check that out. Also, United States in the semifinals early tomorrow morning.
Yep, early tomorrow morning. We got some action here in FIBA basketball, guys, so make sure you guys check out the written work from Shane over there at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. All right, Shane, have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you next week.
Sounds good. Have a good weekend, everyone.
You got it. Shane Mickle here on the Drive Thru. Guys, if you missed a pick, we're getting a lot of people sign in right now. We will recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the Drive Thru. Up next, okay, it's Millz. We got some UFC, got some fights coming up down in Australia. So go ahead and bring in Millz right now. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Ready to roll here with Millz. Yeah, Millz, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony? Hey, let me ask you a question, man. You remember Tony Tom?
Yeah, I heard that name. They used to call me that back in the day. Tony Tone.
There you go, man.
That was one of my many nicknames. One of my many nicknames. Yes, I remember that one back in the day. Millz, and of course we're going to be looking at the UFC. We're going to main event here, UFC fighting here in Australia. Adesanya and Strickland going head to head, pay-per-view.
Yeah, man. So, Adesanya's going to be defending his belt, but he's a big favorite in this one. As you guys see, he's damn near a 700 favorite on there. No way you can bet that straight and make some money. You can't even parlay that pretty much and make no money. Unless you parlay that with like a minus 200 favorite and get a decent. But we ain't here to do none of that, man. He's facing an opponent who pretty much just got blessed with this opportunity. The reason why is because the guy that Adesanya was supposed to fight originally declined the fight because he was still hurt from his last fight, so he wasn't able to take it. That's the only reason why he's facing this opponent right here. The play that I'm going to be talking about is going to be a KO prop, okay? As long as Adesanya wins by KO or TKO, we're going to be able to win the bet on here. When it comes down to it, Sean Strickland, his opponent, he's one of those guys to where after he throws his punches, his hands are real low. He just tries to bob his head to move out of his way to dodge the punches instead of actually blocking them with, hands and stuff like that and slipping them. He has partially been knocked out before by head kicks. I think Adesanya's going to head kick, knock him out in the third round. I'm going to take Adesanya to win by KO. We're going to be able to get a nice price tag on that too. This card is going to be kicking off late night, 10 p.m. Eastern, Saturday night. It's going on Sunday in Sydney, Australia. See, Tony, this is the stuff that we were talking about. Exactly. It's Sunday in Australia, but they're fighting, at that time to make it all feasible to the fans here at our regular time. But yeah, so I'm going to be taking Israel Adesanya to win by KO. That's the best prop to get you on top on this card.
See, that's the way you do it. That's the way you do it, folks out there in Asia. Asia, do it on Sunday morning so we get out here in the primetime hour and get more eyes on this product. Big card here right with the main event. What other matches are you're looking forward to seeing in this fight card?
Man, that's a good question, man. So this is one of those cards to where the main event has a lot of fighters on there that shouldn't be really on the main cards. There's not another co-main event on here that I'm really looking forward to see. To be honest, on this card, it's not the best UFC card out there. It's a lot of Australian fighters out there, preferably that all come from one camp. That's the camp of Adesanya. So he happened to have 6 of his fighters fighting on this card. 3 of them never fought in the UFC. The other 3 shouldn't even be fighting in the UFC. So, it's kind of one of those events. But I'll say the best fight that I like on there is Carlos Ulberg. I think he's going to win inside the distance. He's fighting against Young Jung. Carlos Ulberg versus Young Jung should be another good fight on there. But fight of the night potential for the fans out there that just want to watch a good fight on the ESPN prelims or ESPN Plus. You guys could watch Jack Jenkins versus Marcel Chepi. That's going to be a great fight in there. It's 2 fighters who go out there and throw it all out there. So for the casuals out there that just like to watch a good fight, that'd be a good fight for you guys to watch.
All right, this one shows a round total 4.5 here. It looks like it's juiced to the under.
Yeah, it's definitely that's why the KO prop that we're going with is pretty much in our favor. Nobody sees this going the distance at all. But The reason why is because Adesanya is just on a different level, and Strickland's just not there at all. So it's kind of like one of those things to where you're outclassed by your opponent. With that being said, the reason why he's not there at all is because his path to victory is to use his wrestling, and he does it. If he was to use his wrestling against his last opponent that he fought 2 times ago, he would have been pretty much fighting for the belt after then. He chose not to. Adesanya struggles with takedown defenses. That's the path to victory on here. Sean Strickland can cash this big underdog ticket if he wrestles and takes him down. His fight IQ, he might do it this time, man. Just because, like I said, he's fighting for that gold championship belt, and that's the path to victory on there because Adesanya can't stuff a takedown and he can't get up. Sean Strickland can give him a lot of value too, on the feet. So if it goes to the scorecards and past that 4.5 round mark, and if Sean Strickland has 2 or 3 takedowns on him, the numbers on the strikings are going to be the same. So, man, it might be getting a little risky if you guys see it past that 4th or 5th round. So.
There you go. But as Millz sees it here, you made a good point here. The under is juiced to -135. Why not look for the KO TKO price? You make it a plus here, plus 112.
Yeah, you're going to get some EV on that, and that's how you guys got to attack certain fights in here. UFC is a chalk sport. It's one of those things to where it's not a price tag like an NBA game or anything like that. So the price tags that we see on here is different. So like, in NBA or MLB, you see a -160, you look the other way. In UFC, you see a -160, you don't even think nothing of it. It's like a pick'em price damn near for us out here. So, yeah, it's just different markets and different bets, but there's always a good way to find props on here to get paid on them, and that's the way that we always try to attack it over our pick dogs.
There you go. We got the Millz here. Adesanya here winning by KO TKO plus 112, a better value there than trying to play it under 4.5. This one to have a start time 10 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Millz, let's take over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Millz has been on a tear here, 491 units of profit over the last 30 days, coming off a monster past 24 hours. All right, big weekend coming up with baseball. We got UFC action. We've got college football. We got NFL. It's loaded with sports. Here we go with all these sports overlapping. We see the Atlanta Falcons cap here on Millz. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, man. Like we were talking about earlier on Jay's football show, man. It feels like it's Christmas damn near. I won't say Christmas. I'll say it's my birthday because my birthday is 2 days before Christmas, and it's gonna feel like Christmas on Sunday. With that being said, I got my NFL Not for Losers play up there on the board for you guys to get paid today. It is Thursday, Tony. What do they need to do on Thursday?
Get that weekend pass, the 3-day all sports pass.
You get that 3-day pass right now, man. You're going to get my NFL money makers. You're going to get my college football plays. You're going to get my baseball plays. You're going to get all my UFC packages. I mean, that right there is going to pay for itself for the whole month. This is the start that you guys want right here. So, yeah, this is the time. Come check me out right now. College football plays, I got 2 locked and loaded for the weekend. NFL, already got 2 written up on the site, just need to get put out. UFC, I'm locked and loaded on 2 bets as well. That's 6 plays right there. You get the 3-day pass, do the math. All we're going to talk about is cash, cash, cash.
Cash, indeed, with Millz Young over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see Millz' performance here the last 3 days has been on absolute fire. Get on board with Millz. Remember that 3-day pass, get all the football, the fighting, the baseball is covered in that 3-day pass. Pick is a promo code. Save that 15% off because Millz is on it here. You see the great results that he's put together. All right, Millz, as always, great having the show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you again next week. Let everybody know about that UFC rundown, of course, and as well as your video series every day here on Pick Dogs.
Yeah, man. So I went over the whole NFL card for you guys for my prop video today. I kept baseball and MLB. I kept baseball and WNBA off the list for you guys. So I got the prop video up there going over all the player props on the games today. Besides that, the UFC rundown is already done. Should be up by now. I think we're just waiting on the thumbnail. So look out for that in the next hour or two. Went over the whole card, 12 fights on there too. So, and now did a recap on there. So, you guys can definitely check that out. Coming off a good week last week on the show. If you guys watched the prediction show, hey, we went 8-11. So we only lost 3 bets on the card, and one of the bets that we lost was a favorite that actually got robbed. The other 2 was 2 underdogs. So yeah, all you guys do is watch, listen, and learn sometimes.
Absolutely right, guys. So check out Millz. Make sure you like, subscribe, set the notifications so when Millz drops those videos with that UFC Rundown, or when he's live with Brad on those big pay-per-view fights, you're live with him to get the best numbers. And, of course, make sure you set those notifications as well. All right, Millz, have yourself a great winning weekend. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, man. You guys have a wonderful night, man. I'm going to give you guys one more play that I like for the night. It's in the game tonight, man. Go ahead and take Isaac Pacheco anytime touchdown. It's a plus 130 on the board. Shop around for the best line. When it comes down to it, once they get in that goal line, they're not handing off the ball to McKinnon. McKinnon is only going to catch him out the backfield if he's getting passed to. Look for Isaac Pacheco to get that anytime touchdown before halftime. I'm going to play it in the whole game, plus 130.
Got it there from Millz. A nice plus there on a player prop. All right, Millz, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, Tony.
You got it. Millz Young here on The Drive-Thru. Guys, if you missed a pick, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on The Drive-Thru. Let's welcome in, next up, Jay Briggs. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Catch him on the NFL show as well here live on the Pick Dogs channel. We'll bring in Jay here in just a second. Ready to roll here with Jay. I think we'll bring him in here in just a second. Jay, ready to go here today. Jay, what's happening?
Tony T, what's happening?
It's going great. All right, here we go. We're battling in Texas here. We're battling here with Texas State UTSA Conference USA. We got UTSA favored here at home, 13.5. Looking for the bounce back against an upsetter last week with Texas State with a big upset victory. The total 67.
Yeah, so last Thursday, I came on and gave you guys a banger with Colorado in college football. So I said, let's do it again on Thursday. Let's talk some college football with my guy, Tony T. I watched all of both of these two teams play last week. I had UTSA as a premium against Houston, and I felt like they were in the game. They had plenty of chances to win it, but their quarterback kind of put them out of it late in that football game, third quarter. 3 straight drives, I believe, and it was 3 straight interceptions. And one of them, they were in the red zone looking to tie the game. And I think UTSA was the better team than Houston on that field talent-wise. It just didn't come to fruition. What I saw from this Texas State team is that they're still criminally undervalued, even here in this game. We saw them shock the world and beat up on Baylor last week. Not only did they win, they beat up on Baylor. And I still don't think the books have caught up to how good this Texas State team is. One thing that I have really looked at this season in college football are teams that drastically improved due to the transfer portal, and that's what this Texas State team is. That's what Colorado did. That's what Duke did. A few teams that we've seen cash big as moneyline underdog dogs. So the books, they can't quantify how good these teams are because they don't know, because these teams are completely new from what they were last year, and they rebuilt themselves through the transfer portal. College football is in a new era, in my opinion, and I think we're going to see a lot more of this as we move forward. But I think UTSA is in trouble in this one. I think Texas State covers its football game, and I think Texas State has a legitimate shot to win this game straight up on the money line. I think plus 400, plus 415, I think is what I saw earlier.
Yeah,
is a pretty solid place to be.
All right, Jay here on Texas State plus 13.5 here against UTSA. Yeah, Harris with a really rough game last week with those picks. Also, to Texas State, they said, yeah, it wasn't by accident. If you go and look at that box score, they just beat up Baylor, beat them up. I mean, on the ground. This is a Baylor team that won the Big 12 a couple seasons ago. So and ran it with a really good coach there, coaching them. So that was kind of an eye opener. Yeah, you talked about the transfer portal, and also too, you're not going to get, like, these upset teams are not going to get a lot of respect because, again, you got these sharps, you got these people that make their power. I don't know, I don't adjust my power rating that much. Maybe a few points here, a few points there. Right. At some point, they're going to catch up. But you said that a lot of these professional modelers out there are going to be very, very conservative when they adjust their power ratings in week 2.
Yeah, a lot of people have told me coming into this week, tread lightly. The books kind of react, and it's a huge. I'm not thinking of none of that. I think, again, this is a different era of college football. I think with the transfer portal, man, all that old news is out the window. These are brand new football teams that we've never seen before, and teams can now do what they've never done before. It's kind of like free agency. They can go address a glaring problem they need in one season, just like that. In years past, man, you had to go get a young guy, wait for him to develop a couple years, and you would see your team be good in 2 to 3 years. That's not the case. You can change your team in one season now with the transfer portal. and the books can't quantify that, man. They just can't. And I think a spot that we can really take advantage of is Texas State, a team that really did improve by the transfer portal. And I think they shocked the world and beat UTSA straight up.
I'm going to tell you something right now. It just seems to be college football finally caught up with college basketball, because we see this with college basketball quite a time when teams in 1 year, boom, see this been improvement.
Yep. It's kind of crazy, and I just think that college football is such a traditional sport that a lot of people aren't ready to go with the curve of what's about to happen. We've seen it a ton. Like I said, last year we saw TCU do it with Sonny Dykes in his first year, made a Cinderella run. We saw USC really turn it around in 1 year. It's happening now, and I think if we can really do our homework on this transfer portal, on the guys that move teams and can really be effective in their new spots, I think we're going to find a lot of value on those type teams. And I think Texas State fits that mold perfectly.
All right, Texas State here, big dog here, 13.5 against UTSA. This one Saturday, we'll have a start time here at 3:30 Eastern time. This one is relegated now to ESPN Plus. They don't want people seeing Texas State win too much, so they got to put them on. They got to bury them. All right, here we go, Jay. Let's take a look over at Pick Dog Pin for tonight's action. Of course, baseball on the board tonight. We got the Week 1 NFL. We kick it off here with a big one here tonight between the Lions and the Chiefs, heading to a big college football weekend. Some of you guys might like to. I know some of you guys out there are looking at that Murray State game tonight. I know there's some folks out there looking at that one. I'm not, but I know some folks are out there. You're not looking at it either. Doing 80 units of private college of football for the year. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
If I were looking at that college football game, I mean, Murray State hasn't competed against an FBS opponent ever. I think they get smashed every time they play them. So the only way to go, in my opinion, in that game is to lay it with Louisville. But that is a ton of lumber to lay. So I left it alone. But tonight, over at Pick Dogs Premium, man, I have only one play on the board, and y'all know where it's at. It's in the NFL. I got my NFL lock of the night, man. I usually don't call plays and stuff like that, as the names of my plays, man. But I absolutely love this play tonight to start off the NFL season. So if you want to rock with me. You can scoop that play up over at Pick Dogs Premium, or hop on something long-term, man. Hop on a 3-day like Millz was just saying. You give me for the weekend a ton of college football, a ton of NFL, baseball going on, man. This is the best time of year to hop on a long-term package. You get the best bang for your buck. Pair me up 2-for-1 capper special, 3-for-1, 4-for-1. You get an even better bang for your buck, man. It is the best time of year. I've been saying all day, today is like my Christmas, man. I'm super excited to have football back, and I'm looking to start it off with a bang tonight.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dogs Premium. Great results in college football. Get on board with this place for tonight. Or if you like, go long-term with Jay. That's 7-day pass, perfect right now with all the sports overlapping. You've got your NFL, college football, baseball overlapping. So do that. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. All right, Jay, as always, great having your show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow. Let everybody know about your NFL live show that debuted here this week. And, of course, we also can catch your NFL rundown video.
Yep. So I do a live show now Monday through Friday, my NFL jam session live. I bring in the guys on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays now. And we're just going to talk some NFL football and get ready for the week, man. Kind of doing some homework live. And here at Pick Dogs, I really believe we have the greatest minds in the industry. And just talking through the plays, picking through these guys' minds is what I like to do, man. It helps me get better as a handicapper, and I think it'll help a lot of you guys as well. So tune in on those afternoon shows, man. A ton of great information on that. You can also catch my rundown that I dropped today. I covered every single game this weekend. So if you're looking for that, man, you can find that over at Pick Dogs on the YouTube channel. I will say this, man. I am excited to have this back tonight. Tune in. We'll be live at halftime. Me and Money Man Mitch. Me and Money Man Mitch. First show back, man.
That's right.
NFL halftime show. So make sure you guys are tuned in for that. Can't wait.
That deserves a second reminder there. Make sure you subscribe, set those notifications, because when Jay and Mitch are live on the halftime show, guys, you can be live with them. Let me tell you something, man. These guys go at it. they go at it.
That's my guy, man. I love Mitch more than anybody knows, but he can get under my skin and I can get under his, and it's very entertaining. And we usually on the halftime shows, we made a lot of money last year, so we're looking to do it again this year.
That's right, guys. So make sure to like, subscribe, set notifications, have that phone ready, so when they're live and you're live with them with that halftime show, those halftime numbers come out, you guys get down on them. All right, Jay, have a great show tonight. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Yes, sir, Tony T. Man, you have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Jay Briggs here on the drive. So let's continue on here on the show, guys. If you missed a pick, recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Also, we'll continue on here right now. Let's go ahead and welcome in Wayne Scott. Of course, it is a Thursday, so we do have a light schedule, and we also go peripheral style here with you here, looking at other sports. Of course, we got a Saturday college football, Sunday NFL. We'll do that on Thursday whenever there's light schedule like there are today. And we'll bring in Wayne Scott. Wayne has been with us, been good to us here on this FIBA tournament. We'll bring in Wayne ready to roll with Wayne. Wayne, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony T? What's going on, Pick Dog family? Hope everybody doing good out there tonight.
Everything's going great. Looking forward to here we go. We're getting to the semifinal round of FIBA basketball. Canada and Serbia going head-to-head. We see the line here with Canada. Canada favored. Now, the player that was injured, which I should have given credit to the folks in the chat room because we knew the chat would have came through with it, was Jamal Murray. Murray was the one that was injured. And a lot of folks kind of like said, well, Canada, they don't have a shot because Murray's injured. But look where they are now. Look where they're at right now. Favorite here. Win away from the final. Canada 4.5, total 175.5.
Yeah, this they definitely could have used Jamal Murray, but if you ain't look at this Canada roster, this roster's loaded. But I want to talk about Serbia and how Serbia's there. Bogdan Bogdanovic, he came along late in the season. Atlanta playing that shooting guard spot when Murray and my guy Trae Young couldn't really get it together. He really helped them string some wins together and off right now for Serbia. He's one of the main players for this team and the reason this team has gotten this far. Besides them all coming together and playing some great defense, one more piece is helping Bogdanovic, and I got to talk about this guy because when the trade rumors were going around and my guy Damian Lillard wanted to go to the Heat, and the Heat wanted to make a move on him, but everybody was saying Nikola Jovic. His name kept coming up. Portland Trailblazers wanted to get better. They'll take Kyle Lowry, they'll take the picks, but they do not want to trade Damian Lillard without getting this young talent. And on the other side of that, the Heat they want Damian Lillard. Of course they want to get him and add him with Butler, but they don't want to give up Jovic. I was kind of wondering why, because I didn't catch him that much late, but watching him in this FIBA tournament, this 16-year-old, who now I see why neither one of these guys want to make this trade with this player right here. And on the other side of that, Canada, 7 NBA players to Serbia's 2. Shai Gilly has been going off. He's the 3rd leading scorer in the tournament, averaging 18 points. Averaging 25 points, 5 assists, and 7 rebounds. He's even leading this team in rebounds. 2nd leading scorer, RJ Barrett, 14 points, 5 rebounds. Dylan Brooks, Dorte, another great player who plays for OKC. Kelly Olynyk's been balling. Dwight Powell, Nicole Alexander. They even got Zach Edey from Purdue. This Canada team is loaded. It took them a while to start playing good and getting it together, but these last few games, they've been bringing it all together. They played Luka Doncic, Slovenia, to get here, and how they beat them is by throwing a lot of these guys at Luka. So it was hard for Luka. RJ Barrett on him 1 quarter. Dylan Brooks got each other ejected, just being feisty with him. Dorte on him 1 quarter. Alexander Walker 1 quarter. So, with me saying this, I feel like they're going to implement the same strategy to Serbia and slow these younger guys down like Bogdanovic and Jovic that I just answered. And I feel like they can win this game by the 4.5 that they're favored by and meet USA for the championship in this one. So, take Canada minus the 4.5.
All right, on Canada, we see Ruffalo and Rod Zawacki loving this pick. Looking forward to a Canada-U.S. final. It's not the Canada Cup. It's not the World Cup of Hockey. It's basketball. Where we could see Canada and U.S. going head-to-head. Who would have thought that was going to happen? I don't know. Maybe in soccer, Canada's starting to make strides in soccer now. We're trying to I guess they're figuring they're trying to get the outdoors now and play other than hockey. We're seeing Canada making some strides. But we knew going in they had a lot of NBA players. I know the talk was with Jamal Murray out. Of course, you can always use him, but you got to get the job done here against Serbia. Talking about Serbia during this tournament, and you looked at them. What impressed you about Serbia?
The young players and their defense, they definitely got in here with their defense last game. They scored 87 points, but living in Lithuania to 68 points, Lithuania's been scoring on people, and they came in here with their defense, and I just love the fact that they're relying on these younger players like Jovic and Bogdanovic, man. These two players are hats off to them, man. They I would never think that this Serbia team would have made it this far with them being the two only NBA players on this team going off. But when you got the athleticism that Canada has and these top guys on Canada's team, I believe they'll be able to slow these guys up and get the win in this one.
All right, of course, U.S. and Germany going head-to-head. We're seeing the big line here on the U.S. 10.5.
Yeah, man, I'm leaning towards Germany in that one with them 10 points, man. The way they played this guy, the way they played them in the first game, guys got to remember that they played already, and Germany was up on them and by about 12 points, and until that third quarter came, U.S. had a big third quarter. They battled in the fourth, and U.S. stretched it away. But no Franz in that one. Franz is back. Franz came back and he went off. Schroeder had the most horriblest game last game. But if they all play together, man, Germany can definitely make it tough for USA. I know they asked Steve Kerr how he plans on guarding Franz, and he said we got 2 years worth of film on him, and he's a damn good player, and I agree with him. Franz is that guy. It's definitely going to be a tough stop with Germany. It's not going to be nothing easy. Not laying a 10 with U.S. in this one. If anything, I'll be on the Germany side plus 10.
There you go. Just to clarify things, guys, this is international competition like the Olympics. You're going to see consolation games. You're going to see 2 games on Saturday. These are just consolation rounds, right? Yeah. Those are consolation games. Teams that were eliminated in the quarterfinals are going to let them keep playing for some reason. Well, I guess what they do in international competition, they want to give some of these players or maybe reserve some experience. But I don't believe Wayne's going to take too deep a look. There's enough to look at this week with football. Who's going to want to look at a consolation FIBA game? I just wanted to clarify that for those that saw those 2 games.
There's some value. If there's some value, there's some value. But at the same time, like you said, man, it doesn't really count for nothing. It's just like 4th place and stuff like that. You don't get no medal at 4th place. Only top 3. So.
Just to give you the lines here, Slovenia 3 against Italy, and Lithuania is 7 against Latvia. So those are your 2 consolation games there on Saturday. All right, Wayne, on Canada, lay the 4.5 here against Serbia. This one to have a start time here of 4:45 a.m. Eastern time. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at Pick.com for tonight's action. Of course, lots of baseball tonight. About a half dozen games. Some of them have begun already, so we're down to about 4 on the card. Football as well. Great results in baseball this year. What do you have going on over at Pick.com Premium?
Yes, sir. I had 2 picks in the MLB, and I do have a play today in the NFL game tonight. Like Tony said, light card, but I love my 2 plays in the MLB tonight, even though it's a light card. And I'm ready to turn up this weekend, man. I already have 2 plays for college football in there and 3 plays for the NFL. So I'm probably going to keep it at that unless I just absolutely love something else. But I think I'm set up good for this weekend. Profit pretty well, so I'm gonna do a little bit more deep diving. But I love what I got. So if you guys want to get on those bets with me, you can grab my package. I'll grab my plays individually. But as these guys have been talking, that 3-day, 7-day monthly pass will be the best bang for your buck. Be able to save some money, and you'll be able to get every play that I drop for this weekend. As these guys have been talking, all kind of sports outside of the main NFL and college football. There is FIBA that I can possibly be dropping in the MLB card. So if you want to get all them plays, check me out long term.
Yeah, long-term pass is the way to go, guys. Get on both Wayne's got over at Pick Dodge Stream. See the great results in baseball. Long-term passes here, 7 days, great with all the football, baseball, college football, NFL. Get on board. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout saves you that 15% off. Add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Wayne, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great night. We'll catch up with you again next week. But everybody know you're putting together a boxing video series as well.
Yes, sir. Boxing series, just to keep you guys up to date. I'll be dropping some bets on there and just keeping everybody tuned in with what's going on with the boxing world. Normally, there's about a card every weekend or every other weekend with some significant fights on there. So just keeping the Pick Dog fans up to date and dropping some good bets. So it should be coming soon. And I'll be on here with the guys on the weekend every once in a while. I try to slip on an extra day, Friday or Monday too. So just check me out, man.
That's right. Give him a look. All right, Wayne, have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you next week, if not sooner.
I appreciate you for having me, Tony T. Good luck with everybody in your best of night Pick Dog fan.
You as well. Wayne Scott here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue on, guys. We're going to get to my pick here, but actually, let's go ahead. Let's do the recap. You'll see my pick in the recap, and then I'll give you a little background on the game as we are getting here close to start time here. For the games here, at least for the baseball, there are some baseball games already in progress as we speak here, but let's get to it here on the recap, and we'll take a look at here in a second here. We got the recap set to roll. Here we go. We had Alex here on the Packers +1 against the Bears. Shane liked the Chiefs with the laying the 4.5 against the Lions. Mills said Israel Adesanya win by KO TKO +112. Jay liked Texas State +13.5 against UTSA. Wayne was on Canada, lay the 4.5 against Serbia. I'll be on Tigers Yankees under 8.5. The one I like the most, let's go with Jay's pick with Texas State plus the 13.5 in that one. That's the one I like the most. And we'll get here over to my game here in just a second here, as we're not looking at Astros Rangers. Actually, that's an older game from yesterday. But let's just get back here for the time being here. We'll go back to my screen, and we're going to come in here with this one to go under the total here of 8.5 with the Tigers and the Yankees here. Of course, in the game tonight, we do have Eduardo Rodriguez getting the start here for Detroit. A pretty good ERA, 3.11, whip of 1.12, strikeout rates 24%, keeps the walks down. I know Rodon is on the hill, but Rodon, we look at Rodon here over his past 3 starts, allowed 2 earned runs or fewer in all 3 of his past 3 starts. Rodriguez allowed 1 earned run or fewer in 5 starts. Tigers 16-4 to the under when they face American League teams averaging 4.4 runs per game or fewer. Like the Yankees have had struggles getting runs across. Yankees are 19-9 to the under against the AL Central. Past 7 games, New York City just 214. We'll go under here, under 8.5 with the Tigers and the Yankees. All right, well, let's continue on here on the Pick Dog Show. Best bet on the board for me right now over at Pick Dogs, as well as a 3-pack. So get on board with me over at Pick Dogs. Long-term passes, 3, 7, or 30 L Sports Pass. Get all my pre and plays for that time period, just like when you go to my handicapper page and you make that purchase. All right, let's get back here. Recap. We recapped everything, guys. This is going to do it here for this edition of the Drive Thru. Make sure you guys tune again tomorrow on the Friday show. We'll be back at it again here at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll bring in our crew, and they'll be here with you with the show. Remember, don't forget to always get started every day in the morning here, 10:30 a.m. each time during the week with a morning show. You got Mitch, you got Jay, you got Chris with that morning show. Also, you got Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. His betting tool show, his roundtable discussion. We got Jay's NFL rundown, a pick from every game from the NFL this week. Also his NFL live show. Chris with his home run prop video as well. Ron Romanelli with his rundown here from Major League Baseball. The college football show aired as well with Mitch, Chris, and Ron Romanelli with the college football show. That aired today, as well as lots of content as well, as we talked about here. Nerfies from Nick. We got Mills with the UFC rundown, as well as his prop video pick of the day. Mike Davis live show Monday, Wednesday, Friday, also with his first 5 innings as well for you. So we have lots of great content here at Pick Dog. So guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and set those notifications so be notified when we're live to get the plays in real time. All right, I'd like to thank everybody in the chat room. Mitch Mormer in there as well. We'd like to shout out to Don Chain, as well as Mario Lally, Nicholas Handy as well. Lando H likes UTSA there. Mills in there as well. Folks comment about the Millz Zawacki moniker there. That's your 2-for-1 capper promotion there, Mills and Zawacki. And of course, Nick's Beats Vegas in there as well. John Stewart, shout out there. Jim Pritchett as well. And Barry Smith and Mo Harris. Thanks to everybody who joined us. We have just seen a big line move here on this Lions and Chiefs game. The game is now 4.5. 4.5. It's still 4.5. I'm sorry, from the opener of 7. So that's what it's showing here. I got a little bit of response here. I think we're seeing 4.5 plus 402. So that's what we've seen a juice move. Also, the total sitting here at 52.5 right now. So what we've seen here is an alert here for the under. So the 52.5 and now 4.5. This one, we actually, I should say, we see now a 4 on the game popping up all over the place. So that was my alert here on my line screen. We're seeing now Kansas City -4. So some late money coming here on the Lions, here, as we see here on my live board lining up. here. So I think that's going to do it here for this edition here of the Drive-Thru, guys. Thanks again for joining us here on the show. We're going to be back here again tomorrow. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew from tonight. We'll bring them in today. We're going to wake up. Bye, guys. You guys have a great afternoon, evening.